أعزائي المشاهدين، كما عودناكم في برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي، نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة. ولهذا الأسبوع نستضيف السيد أفتاب. Good afternoon, Aftab.
Good afternoon.
As the first, welcome to EMARATI program, and we would like to know more about you. Who is Aftab, from where he came, and when he came the first time to United Arab Emirates?
Well, I'm an Indian national. I have been brought up in Oman, lived in Oman all my life. I came to the UAE in 2012, right? So I have been here since, and I have been progressing my professional career since then.
You start in Oman, right?
Oman.
Then you know our culture. And,
Oh, yes.
That
Absolutely.
is, I'm sure, which build more for you, we can say, experience on the Gulf region and also on the UAE region, UAE country, as cultures here and more than 200 nationality we have. We live together, we support each other, right? How the experience when you moved to UAE?
Well, it was fantastic, I would say, because it's something that I experienced in Oman, and then when I came to UAE, I experienced the entire movie, right? Mm-hmm. So Oman was a trailer, UAE was an actual movie for me, right? Because you came into a country where there are so many diversified cultures, and you know, it just doesn't feel out of place, because you always have someone from your own country somewhere,
right?
And the fact that you're so close to the culture of the Arabs, right? It also makes it a lot more easier to gel along. So it was fantastic. 2012
it was first job for us in United Arab Emirates. Let us know what he was doing that time till when you start your own business.
So I came to the UAE in 2012, and I came here on a senior finance position. It was a military logistics company, mm-hmm. And it was called by the name of Supreme Group.
I know them very well.
Oh, you do?
And I interview them also.
Okay, and I worked with them for some time, and you know, that gave me some significant exposures, because it was my first step into Dubai, which is known to be very competitive, and you're working with so many nationalities, right. So you learn a lot, right? So I think that experience gave me a very strong footing for my next steps. Mm-hmm. And obviously that was also the time where, you know, there was a lot of activity politically that was reducing, mm-hmm. And it had a direct impact on the company. So, you know, I could sense that, you know, I have to look at other opportunities, because things will not be able to sustain. So when I did start looking out, I found this opportunity with Nike, and Nike was looking to open up their new offices in Dubai to manage the Middle East and Africa region.
Great.
And that's how I actually moved from that role into the role with Nike. I spent you know, some good years with them, about 3.5 to 4 years with them. Mm-hmm. Set up their offices here in the UAE. You know, was responsible for their operation in Africa, and ground up. I was looking after the finance and the operational aspects, and it was one of the senior most positions in the UAE. Okay. We were operating out of Dubai Airport Free Zone at mm-hmm. that point in time. We also had you know, an entity in Jebel Ali Free Zone there.
Today you established your own business. Let us know about your business.
So, you know, after these years of experience with so many corporate companies, you know, I spent about last 8 years doing travel and tourism, right? So after my role with Nike, I moved into travel and tourism, mm-hmm. with Meeting Point International. I was a CFO there for about 4 years, and then there was a new travel and tourism setup that was being set up by the Abu Dhabi government, ADQ, by the name of Tourism 365.
Great.
So I moved in there as a cluster CFO, director of finance there, to start up that venture. And I worked there for about 3.5 years. So, whilst working in this segment of the business, I realized that the potential is so immense in this industry, and things have not matured the way they should be.
Right.
So I saw that as an immediate opportunity. And I felt that with my experience, I could do things differently and be able to achieve results. So, that is the thought process with which this venture was started.
Great.
And here we are.
Let us to know about how you move from employee to employer. That will be also other responsibility.
Yeah, I think this is a big responsibility, a huge responsibility, because you're so used to getting a paycheck at the end of the month.
Right.
And all of a sudden, that cannot happen anymore.
Right.
You have to create paychecks for yourself. And that mindset is completely different, right? Unfortunately, the experience that I managed to get in the UAE, I have been fortunate that those exposures were given to me, so that mindset was already ready,
Great.
So I would say it was tough, but I think, we are progressing in the right direction with the right people. That's very important. So, once you have your networks, your connections that you've built over the years, and you manage to work with those people and get their help to grow this to the next level, that's something that plays a very important role. So.
And if we talk about also the strategy of your company, when you set up the company, I'm sure you build the strategy very strong to not go back, to just forward always.
Absolutely. One of the weaknesses I have found in this industry is that, companies don't spend too much time on setting up their backend, their technology structures. We spend a substantial amount of time on technology and our backend before we were even made visible to the market.
Great.
And that is something that really differentiates us also, because we're going out there now presenting more than 1.5 million rooms worldwide, 500,000 plus hotels worldwide, and we have our own content in excess of 2,000 plus, and that's growing every week, right? So it's plug and play for us. The moment I get content, I'm able to plug it in my system and distribute it to whomever I want, right? So I want to sell in the US, I want to sell in Mexico, I want to sell in Spain, I want to sell anywhere in the world. That's possible for us because we are technologically set up right. So that's one of the biggest, I would say, USPs that we have.
Great. And if we talk about also the team who work with you, how you select them, how you training them to keep active, and how you also training them with the new technology, with AI, artificial intelligence, to use it, to invest on these people, to keep them active and creative also.
Yeah. One of the first things is, getting the right leadership in place, so we've got people who've joined us with 25, 30 years of experience in the travel and tourism segment of the business. And firstly, that's where the technical expertise of the industry comes in, right? And then you have your contacts that you've built over the years, so you know who to select and who would be the right person for the role. Sometimes a person will be the right person for the role, but he may not be a culture fit, because a startup is very different from an established business, right? So that differentiation is kind of very important at that stage, and anyone joining us is being onboarded with training on our systems. We're always innovating new things in our technology as well. So, we're training our staff on those aspects. We also have a lot of initiatives when it comes to AI-related itinerary builders for holidays that you want to go for. So all of these things related to AI are actually being incorporated as part of our larger plans.
And how you see that AI or the artificial intelligence, it help in your field? How the people they can invest on it and to use it more or better, to have less mistakes, we can say.
Yeah, absolutely. Traditionally, when you wanted to go on a holiday, right, you would have to go to a travel agency, right? Tell them that they...
What's your dream, we can say.
Yeah, you know, what's your dream? And then they would basically tell us, you know, fine, you can do this on this day, this on this day, but it takes time, right? Today, you just tell your travel dates, and then you immediately come up with a customized itinerary on a day basis based on the top attractions or the top recommendations for the city you're traveling. And it's in a split of a second, right? Imagine all of this requires a lot of manpower to do if you were doing it manually. Now you don't need that manpower, for example, right? All of this can happen with the help of AI, right? So someone who can master technology and someone who knows how to ask the right questions and set up things in the right way, AI is going to be the future for this industry as well, and it is already proving to be, right? So,
and if I talk with you, Mr. Aftab, about to build a strong relation between our company and the client who are using our services, how you build this relation and how you keep for long term, how you can say one of the best success to market your company, word of mouth also, to let the review talking about you.
I think that's a great question, and that is something that we as a service industry have to take care of, you know, as a first step, because if we do not have a customer who does not want to deal, I mean, if we have a customer who does not want to deal with us again, that's a service problem. And this is something that we take care of quite significantly, and that's also proven by the fact that we have Google ratings of more than 4.8. I would say I think we have about 250 ratings given on Google reviews, and we are ranked at least 4.8 plus, right? So that just shows you the importance that we give to service and the quality of the service that we render. So,
and what's your future plan? What's the next for your own business?
We have a 5-year plan. We are looking at an aggressive growth plan. If I were to just tell you in numbers, you know, we're looking to touch at least 500 million in the next 5 years, 4 to 5 years, right? In dirhams. So that requires a lot of work, a lot of strategy, a lot of liquidity, and you know, a lot of manpower. So this is something that we aspire to go towards, and obviously we want to be the go-to company for all travel and touristic related content in the B2B and the B2C space. So
what the best we can say activity which the people looking for, and what the best treatment we have or entertainment we have it here in UAE, and how you see the rules and regulation also its help in that way. We have 7 Emirates, 7 different areas, weathers, cultures also. How you see also itself?
I think UAE has perfectly positioned itself, right, when it comes to travel and tourism. In fact, I was just reading the recent stats when it comes to the most number of tourists. You know, Dubai stands at number 7, from what I know.
One of the top leaders in the
Middle
East,
it's top 10, right? And that's why we feel that we are perfectly positioned to go global from here.
Right.
When it comes to UAE as a destination, it's extremely popular. I'll give you an example. You know, a European, for example, who wants to travel into the UAE loves the beach, and you know, he loves to isolate himself, for example, in an all-inclusive resort in Ras Al Khaimah, right? Someone coming to Dubai, they love the Burj Khalifa, they love the Museum of the Future. It's very difficult to get tickets for Museum of the Future, by the way, because it's sold, you know, well ahead of time, and it's something that you know, guests really love, right? They love the desert safari. They love the, you know, the Dow cruise experiences that they have, and obviously the attractions that are there here, the indoor theme parks, the outdoor theme parks, and the works. So, you know, so these are the combination of things that in the UAE is something that is really liked by the guests coming here.
As His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, he mentioned in my vision book to be number 1. That's very important, but to keep continue in the success, that's the most hard things.
Yeah.
How you see that?
Yeah, I think this is, I mean, that vision is what has been an inspiration for me personally and this company, which is what it's built around, you know. It is the success of turning what UAE has been to what it is now is how we want to see this company transform as well.
Right.
And we see that as a leading, I would say, it's a very leading thought process that we have to look up to, and we're very proud of being associated to that in this country.
Today, if you have advice as a successful businessman in United Arab Emirates for the newcomers, for the people who are planning to come to invest in this peaceful country, what you will advise?
Well, one of my first advice would be know your numbers, and that's not because I have been a CFO and I've been a finance person, but it's because if you don't know your numbers behind the business that you're looking to get into, you're on for a surprise. So you really have to know your numbers that you're committing to for the next 12 months to 24 months, so that you can prepare yourself ahead of time. So.
And what's your future plan?
Well,
personally, today you have an interior other business, which is interior design also, right? But
yes.
I'm sure you have your own plan, not a business plan.
Yeah. It's well, my personal plan, is to see tourism flourish as a business, which is Mazed Tourism. We also have Mazed Design, which is our interior design and renovations company. We've done several turnkey projects there as well. The day I see these two companies maturing and being able to stand on their feet, I would feel that it'll be a very fulfilling aspect for me. It'll be a very fulfilling feeling for me, and I don't think I would want to move out of this space. I would always want to be within the company driving the two ventures. So honestly speaking, I haven't really thought about what I would want to do outside of Mazed, because my life right now is Mazed completely. And I see myself continuing with that thought process.
I will ask you about the interior design. The competition is very high. The demand is very high also too. But what makes you difference with the competition?
The difference here is that most contractors that you have in this vertical are doing projects for someone else. The way we started off design was during COVID. It started off as an idea where I did this on my own property. It got so much of attention, I redid that. It got so much of attention that I redid that again, and then I decided to take it commercially. So I have spent my own money doing this, so I really know how to do this right, So that is really a differentiation point when it comes to an output from Mazed Design.
I'm sure, we can say about solution more you look?
Yes, there's a lot of solutions and the finishing, right? Mashallah, so we've managed to do about 35 plus turnkey projects as on date. And we take pride that, almost every project that we have done a turnkey renovation on has increased in value, right? Not because it's been renovated, but it's because of the way it has been renovated.
Aftab, today if you have a message for someone who supports you personally, who stand with you always, so we can call them our backbone sometime, or we come back when we are in sometime in bad situation or in good situation, we celebrate with them. Can we know these people, and what message you have to them for their support, for their belief on your vision?
I think, when you take a step towards your own business, it's a very drastic step.
Right.
And I think relationships play a very, very important role, because getting into a business is literally putting everything on the line, to make things happen and to make things work for a company. So, definitely the immediate family members play a huge role. There are colleagues that you've established, relationships over your period of your tenure of work that play a very critical role, because these are the people who have kind of confided in me and taken that leap of faith in me and given me that confidence to take things to the next level.
And what you will say today to them?
Well, it would be a big thank you, and thank you for their patience and their confidence in me.
If you have advice for a new business people who are planning to come to invest in UAE for the newcomers, what's your advice?
Well, my advice to them would be, just numerically study the numbers before they are to get into any kind of a business decision, because numbers always tell the truth, and most people don't like to do that because it can be very boring. Numbers can be boring, but it is the one fact of reality. Study your numbers before you get into anything.
Alhamdulillah, I'm sure you have a very good experience of United Arab Emirates. More than 280 nationalities. We are living together and we support each other. Today we have the best country in the world, alhamdulillah, from the safety and security, for the healthcare, education, technology. We have everything. It's used here in UAE, and that's from our visionary leaders who build that in UAE. What you would say today for the UAE government for the safety of this country, which help us to invest and to grow, and to our vision leaders for their support?
Well, I think without that vision, this country would not have been where it is today, right? And it is this drastic transformation that has happened, which has become an example worldwide, right? You go to any place in the world, you will not be able to experience the way things are in the UAE. I mean, in fact, I had the opportunity, for example, to move with my prior companies to the US or to some other countries worldwide. But it was so difficult for me to do that is because of the comfort this country kind of gives you in terms of safety, in terms of security, in terms of, many benefits that,
Easy to suppress a business.
Absolutely.
Opportunity is very high.
Absolutely. And someone who's lived here most of his life would find, is my personal opinion, would find it very difficult to move outside of the place and, settle elsewhere, because it just grows on to you.
Thank you, Aftab, for your time to be with the EMARATI program. My best wishes for you and for your business, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
في كل إمارة تروح تسندك عقل وروح، بر ومدن وجبال حاجة ترد الروح.